Let's play this piece. I nipped out earlier on this morning to go and find out about something quite interesting, actually. How proactive businesses are at trying to save energy. I mean, to cut your energy bills, you might turn the heating down, maybe the lights off, put a jumper on. Even when you're dealing with a business instead of a home and a number of sites rather than just one, the challenges are that much greater, aren't they? Well, that's where the Energy Club comes in, and I went to join the meeting this morning being held at GLW Feeds in Shepshed.
Whether we can use with a lot of waste wood as well, offcuts of bits and pieces and packing.
Yeah.
Whether we can chip that and reuse that as a combined CHP.
My name is Hayden Young. I work for Gaia. I'm a contracted energy manager to retailers such as Travis Perkins. The Energy Club is a UK-wide network of local energy clubs which have practitioners in energy reduction in the membership. The aim of the Energy Club is really three key tasks. First is for the members to share their experiences in terms of how they're trying to save energy for their employer, be it what they've decided to buy or invest, such as LEDs or staff training, and for the benefit of sharing that expertise so they can learn from each other and not invest in the wrong things. The second benefit is to upskill. So in the energy clubs we have either external speakers or individual members will speak on a particular topic. They want to share their expertise. So it's this mastermind theory of many heads are better than one, and we all upskill collectively. And thirdly, as part of a wider UK network, the members' views are shared with central government in order to influence legislation and make it more useful to making us achieve our carbon reduction goals.
The Energy Club has been very, very useful because you can talk to similar people who've got very valuable experience in initiatives they've taken and what does work and what doesn't work. It's helped us avoid looking at technology that probably isn't going to be suitable for us. I'm Martin Briggs. I'm Technical Manager for GLW Feeds at Shepshed. Amongst a lot of other responsibilities, I look after energy and energy management and energy purchasing for the company.
You've made some big changes, though, here, haven't you?
Yes, probably the biggest one was we installed a gas-fired boiler to replace an old coal-fired boiler. That boiler has reduced our kilowatts per tonne of manufacture significantly. It's actually a better investment from that point of view than we expected. And the boiler control system has been particularly good. It was a new one at the time, and it has now been awarded a Queen's Award for Enterprise in Innovation.
That's a big blooming tick box, isn't it? Do you have a meeting every year to see how you're doing at work? Because I imagine that will be going pretty well this year, won't it?
You should be pretty good. Yeah, I think the award was more for the boiler manufacturer, which is really good for them, and we're pleased to be a part of that because we had one of the very first ones.
Just come in. Once we check the raw materials are okay, they'll pull round back onto one of the intakes and tip the load into a hopper there, and we then transport it up to the very top of the mill into the raw material bins stood there. The central block of the
I'm Ray
mill
Clarkson from Cluxton Construction, a family-run company up in Scunthorpe. We have various clients, various sites around the country, ranging from petrochemicals, steel manufacturer, NHS trusts, and schools.
So, I mean, you cover a huge range of different sites, and that'll, I guess, put way different demands on the energy uses of the building. For you, then, we've looked at the technologies that are involved. I mean, what's of it? Is it all about solar? Is it all about biomass? Where are we heading?
It's about technologies merging. It's about innovative, and it's about looking at what you're holding within your building and thinking smart. Building technology has come along such hugely advancement in the last few years, and BMS systems can think. They can, as was discussed, the LEDs can ramp up and ramp down, so you can have lighting in one particular area, load because the sun happens to be on that side, solar shading where you can naturally have a use of a shading tool to stop the sun coming in and stopping your heat gains, and then technologies in air conditioning such that They are that much more efficient to what they were. For instance, 1 kilowatt of energy going in can give you 4 kilowatts of cooling, and it's those things, those changes throughout, that are going to make such a big difference to everybody's working environment and future.
Keeps your job interesting, doesn't it?
Absolutely, certainly does.
1, 2, 3 more over there for our 4 different lines. Some of the lines have more than one press and the frequent pressing device on. So what we're looking to do is to make the hard sort of nuts pellets, and the other one you see there is rolls.
Large manufacturers like GLW Feeds are improving their efficiency and at the same time meeting and in fact exceeding targets set centrally. Ian Sanders was there to represent Dunelm, whose corporate office is in Syston. One of the energy-saving measures they've used is to change the LED lighting, but their system makes other savings over simply switching on and off.
We can then look at how many lights we're running at a time. Are we gaining, taking natural daylight coming through the roof skylights, and we can dim down. So there's it's used a control system to make sure we're only using what we need to use.
Looking at the process they use at GLW Feeds and the size of the machinery they're dealing with, it's easy to see the challenges of saving energy when they've simply got to keep the lines running and the wheels turning. But technology isn't the only part of the solution. As Edward Lees from Sytner points out, it's the people who are crucial as well.
I think one of the hardest things that we've been trying to get a grip with is dealing with behaviour at sites, making sure that people understand and getting engagement with the topic of energy saving, which is very difficult, as many listeners would probably know, when they're at home and trying to tell their children to switch the lights off. So it's a similar thing in business. People move around, you tell people to do things, and initially they will, and then they'll forget. And I think that's what it boils down to. The hardest thing, and possibly the best thing you can do, but very difficult to monitor.
Had a good time, so thanks to all of them for putting up with me this morning and letting me tag along where I was at the Energy Club, which was being held. It's held about 4 times a year, once per quarter, and they'd held it at different locations, but this time just happened to be at GLW Feeds in Shepshed, who are great people as well. Met them down there, and actually I think we're going to pop down there another time and to have a look more about what they actually do, producing feeds for different animals and livestock and things like that. It's a fascinating process. It is really good.